Hi students, welcome back to this video session. I remain Samuel Chukwuemeka, your favorite instructor. In this video session, we shall continue the study guide for quiz 3. This is part 2, so it is recommended that you view the part 1 of the video and the required videos prior to that. It is recommended. In this video session, it is highly recommended that you view videos on coterminal angles, videos on reference angles, and also videos on unit circle, including the videos on compound interest, continuous compound interest, trigonometric graphs, then the trigonometric graphs and the equation of the sine function and the cosine function. So it is just recommended. I mean, you could do your quiz and still get everything correct. Okay. All right. Let's begin from question 11. We stopped at question 10. Now this is still the transformation of functions. It works that way. If you have a y equal to ln x, of course this is the parent function. That's the parent function. So if you translate it 8 units to the left, that is a horizontal translation. Horizontal translation. And remember, with horizontal translation to the left is gonna be this y equal to ln x plus 8. Now if it was 8 units to the right, then it will be minus. Yeah. But this is 8 units to the left. So it will be y equal to ln x plus 8. Then 7 units upwards, that's vertical translation. Vertical translation. So this will be y equal to ln x plus 8 plus 7. With vertical translation, if it's up, it is positive. If it is downwards, it's negative. So this becomes your answer here. That becomes your answer. The transformed function. Question 12. You have y equal to sine x. Sine x. This is the parent function. Is a trigonometric function. Okay, while this is a logarithmic function. That's a logarithmic function. This is a trigonometric function. You shift it or you translate it, whether you say shift or translate. If you say shift or translate, it means the same thing. You shift it distance of pi over 2 to the left. So that is horizontal translation. And that is to the left. So this will be sine x plus pi over 2, because that is to the left. Okay, because it's to the left, it is x plus pi over 2. Horizontal translation. Now it's reflected in the x-axis. If it's reflected in the x-axis, it will be y equal to negative sine x plus pi over 2. Negative sine x plus pi over 2. Then it is translated 2 units downwards. 2 units downwards. That would be y equal to negative sine x plus pi over 2, then minus 2. And this becomes your answer. Minus 2. That is it. Okay, let's do question 13 and 14. Question 13. If $60,000 is invested at 6% compounded quarterly, how long will it take for the investment to triple in value? So this is a compound interest. So we're going to use compound interest formula. A equal to P 1 plus R over M MT. Okay, we did that in previous videos. Compound interest, continuous compound interest, simple interest. It is good you view those videos. So 60,000 is invested. So the P is $60,000. That's P. R is 6%. You convert it to percent, to decimal. It is given to you in percent. You convert to decimal. Compounded quarterly means that M is 4 because it is compounded quarterly. So M is 4, right? And then how long? T is what we are looking for. Now, how long will it take you to the investment to triple in value? So A, triple that. Triple means multiply by 3. Multiply by 3. So this is a 180,000. Alright, so let's just find T first. Let's go ahead and find T first. That's what we need. A is P. Let's solve for T. 1 plus R over M, MT. Let's solve for T. Solve for T. Literal equations. Let's swap P 1 plus R over M MT equal to A. Swap means let the left hand side be right hand side and let the right hand side be left hand side. Because this is where T is, on the right hand side. Whatever we are looking for, we want to make it to the left hand side. We want to bring it to the left hand side. Okay, videos on literal equations. Now divide both sides by P. You have 1 plus R over M exponent MT equal to A divided by P. Okay, what can we do now? We can introduce logarithm. Okay, we can go ahead and introduce logarithm. That's one way we can do that. We can introduce logarithm to both sides. We can do that. Okay, and if we do that, assuming we do that, what do we have? Introduce log to both sides. Log 1 plus R over M exponent MT equal to log A divided by P. So from the law of logarithm, we have that MT is equal to MT log 1 plus R over M equal to log A over P. Okay, we continue. We've not finished. We continue. So we are back to here. We divide both sides by M log parenthesis 1 plus R over M. So we now have that T will be log A over P divided by M log parenthesis 1 plus R over M. That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it to find T. Now, let's go ahead and solve this problem. A over P, okay, 180,000 divided by P divided by 60,000. That gives us 3 anyway. We see that A over P is 180,000 divided by 60,000. That gives us 3 because to triple in value, right? Now let's find 1 plus R over M is 1 plus 0.06 over 4, which is what now? 1 plus 0.06 over 4. 0.06 divided by 4 is this. So this is a 1 plus 0.015, which is 1.015. 1.0. 1.015. All right, folks, let's get this now. Let's solve it. We now have that t is equal to log 3 all over log 3 over 4 times log log 1.015. So t will be what now? You don't round till the final answer. Do not round till the final answer. This is 0.477121 477121 2547 over 4 times log 1.015 is a 0.025864169. So you now do 0.4771212 divided by answer, and that gives us 18.4471958. Okay, and I think in the question, I think they say round to 2 decimal places. If you have to round to 2 decimal places, it will be 18.45 years. Okay, to 2 dp, 2 decimal places. That's how you solve it. Okay, now let's go to question 14. Question 14, how much money must be deposited today to become $2,100 in 50 years at 4.5% interest rate compounded continuously? Now this is a continuous compound interest. And with continuous compound interest, we have that A equal to PERT. PERT. Now, how much money must be deposited today? So they're asking us for P. That's what they're asking us for. To become $2,100. So A is $2,100. $2,100. In 50 years, T is 50 years at 4.5%. R is 4.5%, which is of course 4.5 divided by 100, which is what? R will be 0.045, right? 0.045. Okay, because you have to change it to decimal. Now, we are asked to find P. So we have that A equal to PERT. So for P, P is on the right hand side. So let's swap. Let's bring it to the left hand side. PERT equal to A. Then divide both sides by E raised to power RT. So P will be A over E RT. So what is this going to give us now? P will be, A is 2,100 divided by E, R is 0.045 times 50. So this gives us what? 2,100 divided by E. Let's do it one at a time. 0.045 times 50. 2.25. Okay, so P will be dollar. Put your dollar sign. Uh, shift E raised to power 2.25 is this. Okay. This is equal to 2100 divided by 9.487735836. 35836. Let's do it again. Let me do it again. E. Okay. Shift E. Now my own calculator, I have to press shift for me to do it. It gives me this, then I do 2100 divided by shift answer. It gives me 221.3383716. So your P will be not what now? This is in money. So you round to the nearest cent. You round to the nearest cent since it's money. This is 221.34. $221.34. So that tells you that if you deposit this money, if you deposit $221.34, if you deposit it in a financial institution that compounds interest at 4.5% interest rate, that compounds interest continuously. Okay, if you deposit $221.34 in a financial institution that compounds interest continuously, whose interest rate is 4.5%, compounded continuously, you can also say it that way. Then in 50 years time, your money will grow to 2,100. If you deposit $221.34 in a financial institution that compounds interest continuously and whose interest rate is 4.5%, compounded continuously. Okay, let me say it very nice now. If you deposit $221.34 in a financial institution whose interest rate is 4.5% compounded continuously, then in 50 years you will have $2,100. All right, let's do question 15. Question 15, let's look at the general equation of a sine function and general equation of a cosine function. Of course, for the sine function, we have that y is equal to a sine b x minus c plus d. And the cosine function, we have that y is equal to a cos b x minus c plus d. A is the amplitude. Amplitude is the absolute value of A. Amplitude is going to be positive always. Absolute value of A. Then the period is 2 pi over B. The phase shift is C. I think they want us to find they want us to find just the amplitude and the phase shift, okay? And then The vertical translation is D. Alright, now we're gonna use sine because this is sine. So this is the only thing we'll use here. This is what we use. Okay. Number 15, we have y equal to 4 sine x. I want us to put it in this form, folks. Can we put it in this form so we can easily find what it is? I mean, if we can put it in this form. So y will be equal to what? 4 sine. In this case, we put b is 1. B is like saying 1. Then x minus 0. Then plus 0. This is like putting this to be in this form. Putting that to be in that form. Okay, because this is 4 sine. Now 1 times x is x. Minus 1 times 0 is 0. Then plus 0, still 0. So this is like, what you want to do is to put it in the general form. And then you compare. If you put it in the general equation, then you compare. Okay? And when we compare, we find that a is what? 4. Absolute value of 4, which is 4. And then the phase shift. Phase shift, C is the phase shift, and that is 0. That's it. 0. Phase shift is 0. Right? 16, we have that y is sine x plus pi over 6. So let's put it in this, let's put it in the general form. This means that y is equal to 1, because this is like 1 sine. It's not going to be 0. 0 times everything is 0. So it's going to be 1. 1 times everything is that thing. 1 sine, we have 1 x plus pi over 6, then plus 0. Plus 0. So when we compare this, we have put it in the general equation. So when we now compare it, we see that a is absolute value of 1, which is 1. And that the phase shift C, if you look at this now, C, I'm going to show you something, folks. We need to compare with this minus C. So let's look at this very well. So let's look at it very well so we can compare. This should be minus C. If you have this here, y to be 1 sine, because it is good when you compare, you want to write it exactly under it. It is good practice. When you compare, you write it under it. 1 times x plus pi over 6, then plus 0. So if you compare this, you find that you got this. You have this here, sine here, b is 1, x is x. Now you have that this minus c is equal to plus pi over 6. And of course b is 0. You see that now? You see this? Minus c, of course our a is 1. Absolute value of 1, which is 1. But minus c is equal to plus pi over 6. So minus c is pi over 6. Divide both sides by negative 1. Divide both sides by negative 1. It doesn't matter. Pi over 6 divided by negative 1. Bam. So this implies that c is what? Negative pi over 6. Your c is negative pi over 6. That's the answer. That is your answer. Okay? Now let's go to what? Question 17 through 21. Question 17 through 21, two things are important here: reference angles and unit circles. These are the two things that are very, very important that you have a good knowledge of. Okay. And also coterminal angles. Yeah, coterminal angles are also very important. Now you need to view all those videos. Okay. They don't want us to use a calculator. That's fine. But guess what? We will do it without a calculator, and then I encourage you to check your work with a calculator. You will do it. Some answers will be radicals. That's fine. So when you get your answers, some of them might be radicals. That's okay. But whatever answer you get, also try to check it with your calculator. Now make sure that your calculator, remember what we discussed the other time. You have a DRG. DRG. We discussed this in part 1. Degree, radians, and gradients. Degree, radians, and gradients. And of course, we said that the pi radians is what? 180 degrees. So you should know that. We are not bothered with gradients. So if you're checking in your calculator, make sure that it is in the appropriate measure. Okay? Whether if it's degree, make sure it's in degree. If you see pi, this means in radians. Make sure it is in radians when you're checking it with your calculator. Okay? Now, and there are several calculators online where you can just put in these values and it gives you the answers right away. And I think the last question, 22, was the graph. I have very nice graphing calculators on my website, so that will save you time. Okay, but if you still want to graph it, you can use table of values to graph it. Yeah, or you just put it in the graphing calculator and then note the points. All right, now 17, we have cosine negative 45 degrees. So what do we want to do first? We want to find the coterminal angle of this negative 45 degrees. Let's find the coterminal angle. And what will be the coterminal angle? Let's say that the alpha is negative 45 degrees. So coterminal angle beta is what? Alpha plus what? 360 times k. Beta will be minus 45 plus 360 times 1. Okay, and that is what now? 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 minus 4 is 1. 315 degrees. That's the coterminal angle. So the next thing we do is this. Let's recall this from the reference angles. The videos on reference angles. If you have this, you have this first quadrant. Okay, you have first, second, you have third, and you have fourth. Okay, this is your x, this is your y. And this is a ASC. ASC. This is from reference angle. ASC. ASC. In this first quadrant, all is positive. Second quadrant, only the sign is positive. Third quadrant, now only the tangent is positive, and then fourth quadrant, only the cosine is positive. ASC, or some people will say cast. If you're going this way, if you're going counterclockwise from the fourth quadrant, some people will say cast. Cast. I go from the ASC. I call it ASC. ASC. But some people will say cast. Some textbooks might write cast. Some textbooks might write axe. Axe. If you're going from clockwise motion, axe. If you're going back. Okay? If you're going a clockwise motion from the first quadrant. Whatever you want to, just make sure, here, because this is the initial side. So I call mine ASC. All is all the functions here are positive. And what angles satisfy this? This is from 0 less than or equal to theta less than 180 degrees. And this second quadrant is 180 degrees less than or equal to theta less than, I'm sorry, 90. This is 90, my bad. This is 90 degrees. So this is 90 here. Less than or equal to theta less than 180 degrees. Okay. The third quadrant here is 180 degrees less than or equal to theta less than 270 degrees. And the fourth quadrant is 270 degrees less than or equal to theta less than 360 degrees. Okay, please, videos on reference angles. Reference angles, that's very important. So, first of all, this 315 degrees is in the fourth quadrant. It's in the fourth quadrant. Now, before I continue, I want to say this. This is not the only way to do this. We have two methods of finding this. Once you find a coterminal positive angle, you have two methods to do it. You can do it from reference angles, or you can do it from unit circle. Okay? Now, I want to do it reference angles because it will save me time. Okay, but you can also do a unit circle. That's the two ways you can do it. Okay? We want to find out cos 315 degrees. That's what we want to find, cos 315 degrees. Alright, now if I start doing unit circle now, this will take time. I mean, I can do it in another video, but I want to get all this video. I want to finish these questions just in this video, so I think doing this will save me time. 315 is in the fourth quadrant, and in the fourth quadrant you have cos to be positive, so you must have a positive answer. If you put in cos negative 45 degrees right now in your calculator, it has to be positive answer. It will be positive. Now let's find the answer. In this one, cos theta is the same thing as cos 360 minus theta. That is what it is. Okay, so positive. So this is cos 315 degrees will be equal to cos 360 minus 315 degrees. Okay, and this is cos 45 degrees. Cos 45 degrees. Of course, cos 45 degrees is root 2 over 2. Root 2 over 2. Because it's actually 1 over root 2. It's actually 1 over root 2, but it becomes root 2 over 2. So the answer to this will be root 2 over 2. That's going to be the answer. Now, and that should be 0.7071 something. I have, that's the kind of calculator I have is Casio. I don't know the kind you have, but you could do this with any calculator. Just make sure it is in the appropriate measure. I want to find cos negative 45 degrees, and it should give me the same thing as cos 45 degrees virtually. Okay, that's what it should give me. So this is I want to do cos, but now let me make sure that this is in degrees. So I'm gonna do option angle. Okay, so I'll do cos 45 degrees. Oh, I should do cos negative 45 degrees. Okay, so cos negative 45 degrees. I close my parentheses. Put your parentheses when you do the negative this. Put your parentheses. Okay? And that gives me the same thing here. Root 2 over 2. Alright, next one. 18. We do Sine negative 5 pi over 4. And we want to convert. Let's deal this with degrees. Okay. We can still do it as radians, but let's convert to degrees. It's more. It saves us time and it's more reliable. Now you can still do it with radians. Don't get me wrong. Okay. I can put up a video whereby we just solve all this directly in radians. Yeah. But for now, let's convert it to degrees first. So this is the same thing as sine negative 5 times 180 divided by 4. Remember, pi radians is 180 degrees. Pi radians is 180 degrees. So 4 divided 4 is 1. 418 is 4. 16, 25, 20 is 5. So this is sine negative what? 5 times 5 is 25. 5 carry 2. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2, 22. 225 degrees. That's the same thing. So this will be what now? Let's find the coterminal angle since this came out to be negative. So beta will be negative 225 plus 360 times 1. So beta will be negative 225 plus 360, and that is 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, 135 degrees. So folks, let's find sine 135 degrees. Now 135 degrees, what quadrant is it? It's going to be in this quadrant. And in this quadrant, the sign is positive. In this quadrant, the sign is positive. So, and also in this quadrant, sine theta is the same thing as sine 180 minus theta. So this sine 135 degrees is equal to sine 180 minus 135 degrees. So sine 135 degrees is equal to sine 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 3 is 4. 45 degrees. Wow. So give us sine 45 degrees. Positive. So, and this is still root 2 over 2. It's still going to be root 2 over 2. Yeah. Now, you can do this directly. I'm going to do it directly on radians. Sine negative 5 pi over 4. But I'm going to use radians in this. If you have a problem with you doing it in your calculator, contact me and let me know the kind of calculator you have so we could do it. But I'm going to do this directly. I like doing it directly. Sine negative 5 pi over 4. So I put my sine, parentheses. Negative is, in negative, some calculators will have it this way. And some calculators will have it this way, plus minus. If you want the negative to come first, you press this first. Don't press the minus, no. Some calculators have it this way, some have it this way. Now mine has it this way. So negative 5 pi. My pi, before I get my pi, I'll do shift pi. Then divided by 4 over 4. Now, you might ask me what is the fraction. The fraction is your AB over C. This is your fraction, AB over C. In your calculator, if you want to press 3 over 4, you press 3 first, and you press this, and then you press, if you press this, it gives you the fraction bar, and then you press 4. AB over C. Now, I close my parentheses. You make sure you close the parentheses. And you want this in radians. My radians is this. Radians equal to this. Yeah. I still have a 0.7071067812. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. The next question, question 19. Question 19. We have tan negative 5 pi over 3. All right. Now, let's get it in degrees first. Okay. So, this will be tan negative 5 times 180 over 3. So, this will cross out. This is 60. So, this is a tan negative 300 degrees. Tan of negative 300 degrees. Right? Now, let's now find the coterminal angle. So beta is equal to negative 300 plus 360 times 1. First positive coterminal angle. So beta will be negative 300 plus 360, and beta will be 360 degrees. 60 degrees. So beta will be 60 degrees. So we are looking at tan 60. Tan 60 degrees. Yeah, what is tan 60 degrees? That should give us what? Root 3 over 1. Root 3. Root 3 over 1. I know that tan 30 is 1 over root 3. Let me make sure. 60, 30, 2, 1, root 3. Yeah. 2, 2, 2. Equilateral triangle 2, 2, 2. So tan 60 is SOHCAHTOA opposite over adjacent. Or opposite over adjacent, yeah, root 3. Yeah. Tan 60 is root 3. So the answer is root 3. The answer is root 3. Hey, if you don't like these reference angles, I can do all this with unit circle. I mean, it's just that it will take me time, but I can do it with unit circle. All right, let's do this. Let's verify this. The answer is root 3. This answer is root 3. Let's see whether it's correct. Let's find root 3 first. I know root 3 is shift root 3. 1.732. Okay, 1.732050808. Okay, let me do tan parenthesis negative 5 pi 5 shift pi AB over C 3. Close the parenthesis and then radians equal to that. Yeah, that's the right thing, root 3. Yeah, that's the right thing. Okay, we're getting there. Next, 20 is a cotan. Cotan negative 7 pi over 4. 20 cot negative 7 pi over 4. Okay, this is equal to cotan. Let's change this. Negative 7 times 180 all over 4. 4 into 4 is 1. 4 into 18, 4, 16, 25. Okay, so this is cotan negative 7 times 5 is 35. 5 carry 3. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 3, 31. Cotan negative 315 degrees, right? 7 times 5, 35, 5, 3. 7 times 4, 28 plus 3, 31, yeah. Okay, what's the coterminal angle here? This is negative 315 plus 360 times 1. So beta will be negative 315 plus 360. And that should be, beta is 10 minus 5 is 45 degrees. Beta is 45 degrees. So cotan 45 degrees is what we are looking for. Right, cotan is 1 over tan. 1 over tan, 45 degrees. And that is 1 over 1, which is 1. The answer is 1. Yeah, tan 45 degrees is 1. So cotan is 1 over, cotan x is 1 over tan x. Trigonometric functions. Watch the video on the trigonometric functions. Alright, last but not the least is sec negative 180 degrees. Sec negative 180 degrees. What do we have here now? What is the coterminal angle for negative 180 degrees? The positive coterminal angle. Beta is negative 180 degrees plus 360 times 1. So beta will be negative 180 plus 360. Beta will be 180 degrees. Hey, I didn't check this. Let me check this. Let me check this before I continue. Cotan. Let me first of all find tan of this because I don't have cotan function here. So I'll have to find tan of this first. Then I'll now do 1 divided by that. So tan, parenthesis, negative 7 shift pi AB over C divided by 4, close parenthesis. Okay, radians equal to 1, yeah. And then 1 divided by 1 is 1. That's right. Okay, so beta is 180 degrees, right? So we now have that sec 180 degrees is equal to 1 over cos 180 degrees. Right? Because 180 degrees is negative 1. So this is a 1 over negative 1, which is negative 1. The answer is negative 1. Okay. And you can check in the calculator. Cos 180 degrees. Cos 180 degrees here is negative 1. 1 over negative 1 is negative 1. Okay. Thank you so much, students, for listening to this video presentation. Please watch out for other videos. And you have a great evening.